My name is Frank Shane. I was the Golden Gloves ring announcer for 8 years. The most exciting, best bouts around, but the only thing we've lost some good trainers. But the Golden Gloves is a standout organization, and it really develops a lot of good kids who became champions. I remember Jose Torres. I remember so many of the others, Juan LaPorte. It's a big, long list. It's a great organization. Let's hope it continues to thrive for many years.
My name's Keene Simmons. I fought in Golden Gloves in 1940. I won the heavyweight championship.
My name is Jose Torres. I fought in the Golden Gloves in New York, 1958. I won from Billy Pickett, was the guy who had won the championship in 57 and 56. I beat him in 58 in New York, and I became the New York Golden Gloves. Then I won the Intercity Golden Gloves when kids from Puerto Rico used to come here to fight against the New York Golden Glovers. Then I boxed Skidder McClure, who was the 1960 gold medal winner. He came from the East Coast to fight at the Garden, and I beat him for the Intercity Golden Gloves.
I'm Vic Zimet. The year that I boxed in the Golden Gloves was 1936. It was my first year in college. Frankly speaking, I was getting busy for examinations and didn't have time to train. So I won my first bout, lost my second bout, but subsequently I developed 17 Golden Glove champions as a boxing coach at the Lost Battalion Hall, Department of Recreation.
My name's Jim Gibney. I fought in the Golden Gloves for 7 years. I was in from 66 to 72. First 3 years I was in here, I lost my first fight. Then in 69 and 70, I made it to the finals. I got beaten in the finals 2 years in a row. And I fought until 72. I made the semis and the preliminaries again.
I'm the 132-pound open champion, 1992 Golden Gloves. My name is Nick Acevedo.
My name is Juan LaPorte, and I won the Golden Gloves in 1976. And I think that was more exciting than anything I had in my life.
I was a Golden Glove champ in 1936. I was supposed to have 8 fights. I won 5 by knockout, 1 decision, 2 buys, and I was champ. We fought different that time. We fought 3-minute rounds, no headgear, like they do today. It's a little different. But I guess that's why we were able to knock them out faster, because when they had a headgear on, you couldn't knock them out that easy. But without a headgear, you were able to knock them out, But it was a good thing to do and win the Golden Gloves, I get a Golden Gloves and a medal, whatever that meant, I don't know.
I was on a Golden Glove team, and we traveled down south and north, we fought, and we had Paul Gallico at that time was the head, the news. And the news ran the gloves and the Garden and all when you fought, and you had to have about 8 fights or so to become, a champ or so. I reached the quarterfinals and all, but I was on a team that went to Chicago, and we had a lot of fights. We lived in the best of hotels, and when we ate and all that, we used to watch Paul Gallico and the rest of the men, their manners, because half of the guys didn't know how to even, the poor fellas, And then I was on the international team. We fought the British, and they came here, and we traveled with them. I forget where the heck we were, but we traveled a couple of places, and we fought in that team.
Okay, my name is Tony Sherentano. I fought in the Golden Gloves in 1987, and a memorable year for me to lace up the gloves and get in the ring. And my experience was as a Golden Glove fighter, I fought in the middleweight division at 156, and I had a 1-1 record. The good thing and the most memorable thing about going into the Golden Gloves that year was my first fight amongst 100 of my friends coming down to see me fight, and I knocked the guy out in 45 seconds of the first round. And my second fight, unfortunately, was not on the winning side. I lost in the second round. I got stopped in the second round. But as I stepped out of the Golden Gloves, I pursued the amateurs as a referee and a judge, and I've moved up to the professional ranks of professional boxing here in New York State. I am a professional referee for the Athletic Commission of New York State, and I'm a proud member of Ring 8 also. So thank you very much.
I mean, just the first time I fought the Golden Gloves a couple of times, but the first time was 1970, And the preliminary fights, we had in the Phil Forum and at Sunnyside Garden. And then at the Garden, we went for the first time I saw Madison Square Garden. This is when I went to fight, and just I was just coming out. Everybody comes out, and what I remember that time. I don't know if they still do now. I don't know how do they do it. They shut the lights off, and they used to put a spotlight on a fighter coming out of the dress, that comes out from the dressing room. They put a spotlight on it, and the whole place is dark. And I don't know. I mean, I guess now I remember. Yeah, you could see, but because I had the spotlights on me, I just couldn't. The whole place was dark. But the noise that scared me because everybody's going there's maybe 21,000 people in the Garden, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's going Vito, Vito. It was so much pressure. I was only 16 or 17 years old, 1970, and it really made me. I was more scared of that attention, the spotlight, than the fight itself. And of course, when I got into the ring, the lights came on, and a few minutes later, the bell rang, and the fight for me was all over by then. Because when the bell rings, the first round, there's no more fear. Just, I was never afraid. I was always, afraid before the bell rang. After the bell rang, all my fear was gone.
How many times did you win the gloves?
Twice, 75 and 76.
Now, I've heard this story. You beat Cooney or Eddie beat Cooney class.
Well, his first year in the Golden Gloves, Cooney won the middleweight. His second year in the Golden Gloves, my brother beat him. His third year in the gloves, I beat him. And then he went heavyweight, and we lived happily ever after that. If you win the Golden Gloves, it was like being the world champion. Because back in those days, I don't know if they do it now. Now, if you were the champion open class, you represented. Right. So Russia brought all heavyweight team to America, and they couldn't make 11 heavyweights, and we couldn't make 11 heavyweights. So they threw some of the light heavyweights in there to have that big event.
Was 40, because I know they don't let relatives.
Well, they don't make you in the amateur. They make teammates fight. My uncle and I was co-champion in 76.
Okay.
Yeah, we was co-champion in the Golden Gloves in 76. He won the 75 novice. I won the 75 open. He won the 70. Was co-champion in 76.
Okay.
My name is Henny Wallich. I fought in the Golden Gloves in 1957. I turned pro in 58. I went to the semifinals in the open class division. At that time, you only had to have one amateur fight. You had to go in the open class. Today, you have to have 13 amateur fights, go in the open class instead of the sub-novice division. The guy that won the sub-novice championship the year I fought, I had just knocked him out. We both had one fight. I had to go in the open class. He went in the sub-novice division. How it happened, I don't know. But all I know is I fought Lou Clark, Dixon. I fought all the guys that fought for 5, 6, 7 years in the gloves. I got to the semifinals, and I turned pro in 58. And my career went on for another 10 years. I enjoyed myself. The fight game's the greatest thing in the world. So is Ring 8. And we want to help all the prize fighters in Ring 8. Years back, get them eyeglasses, get them hearing aids. That's what we're all about. Thank you very much.